Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Register for a spectacular event Thursday, May 28th at 6 p.m. at the Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm Coaching and Training Center, where you'll be able to come learn from the king of real estate. Light refreshments will be served. Seating is limited, so visit www.bit.ly/RSVP_BDREF to reserve your seat today. Come meet and speak with multi-million-dollar real estate broker and co-founder of the largest black-owned independent real estate brokerage in the United States, Larry W. Brooks, as he speaks on one-on-one coaching, the importance of support and open access for his realtors, building a team, and much, much more. Mr. Brooks has helped hundreds of realtors grow and has over 33,000 followers on Instagram. He will also speak to people not yet licensed about getting past your real estate exam and the best ways to get hands-on experience. So today, reserve your seat for Thursday, May 28th at 6 p.m. at www.bit.ly/RSVP_BDREF today. See you then.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in commercial or residential real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, I urge you to visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. As always, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. My co-host is not only a Texas real estate broker, he's a multi-time author and a serial entrepreneur. Super busy, spending so much time right now, and he's been really planning a really exciting event for this afternoon and evening. I'd like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate audience, as always, known the world over as the Texas Real Estate King, my co-host and partner, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on, brother?
Hey, no complaints over here, man. Excited about today, man. Got up, got me an amazing workout in, and now I'm just excited about, what all we got going on today, man. Got a good friend of mine that I've been trying to get on this show since episode 3.
Wow.
Oh, man, look, it took a pandemic for me to pin this man down.
Now, for those who may not be keeping up, this is episode 86.
Whoa.
So for you to say we've been trying to catch up with our guests since episode 3.
Yes, indeed.
This has been quite a culmination of a lot of trial, a lot of planning, a lot of sacrifice. So I want to thank not only our guests for showing up, but I want to thank you, Larry, for making sure you keep your nose to the grindstone to make this happen.
I appreciate the world shutting down a little bit just to slow him down.
Hey, man, sometimes, man, you'd be surprised what they say, man. And every thundercloud is a silver lining.
Yeah.
So definitely, I'm really excited. I want to thank him in advance for carving some time out of his busy schedule to sit in with us this week. But before we introduce our guests, man, sadly, for the second week in a row, the flags here at the Prime Real Estate Network are at half-mast. Myself and everyone here at our podcast would like to extend our heartfelt condolences and prayers for peace and justice to the families and friends, as well as the loved ones of Mr. George Floyd of Houston, Texas. I'm sure everyone has heard that Mr. Floyd lost his life while in the custody of law enforcement up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It touches home for Mr. Brooks and myself because we're not only Houstonians, but also we were high school football players.
Yeah.
And I want to commend the local newspapers and television outlets for their coverage.
Yeah.
Because one of the things, Larry, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to speak as well, that touched me was how they reached out to some of his old football teammates from Jack Yates High School coaches.
Yeah. And just thinking about it, man. My ninth grade year was his senior year at Yakes, and we used to play. Yakes. So at some point, I know that we more or less cross paths because Third Ward and South Park hung out together quite often.
Right.
Matter of fact, just yesterday watching my IG timelines, a lot of the good friends that I have now. He actually used to mentor them when they were in the CUNY homes, and so
wow,
just seeing how it's taking them back, and just how he's so big. He was such a big part of our culture. I mean, he had did tracks with Screw in the past, so
right.
These are all things that jump out. And like I said, JY was always a connection being from South Park.
In moments like this, you truly realize the importance of high school sports. And how those ties that bind truly do last a lifetime, because those who have played football in high school, you understand that when you actually know a person, when you work out with them and you sweat and you sacrifice.
Yeah.
So when I saw the quotes that were coming out from his old coaches and teammates, it lets you know that throughout life, trials and tribulations may sometimes alter how you may move publicly. But the friends and family that know you, they know you.
That's right.
And I'm just glad that in the coverage here locally, his humanity was able to come out.
Yeah.
And they were able to express a point of view that from a national basis, they may not necessarily have time to touch on.
That's right.
So to the friends and family, I just want to give that shout out and let everybody know our prayers are with you. But on a more positive note, man, I'm really excited because like Larry, you mentioned earlier, today's episode is a culmination of months and months of planning and preparation.
Yeah.
Today, I would like to introduce not only the owner, but also the founder of Finley Enterprises here in Houston, Texas. One of our friends, business partners, and the gentleman that Mr. Larry Brooks has been getting in and planning to get in for almost a year now.
No doubt.
Mr. Eric Finley, let's show a lot of love. Thank you, brother.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you.
E-Fin is in the building.
E-Fin, oh look, he already going to the
E-Fin is in
nicknames.
the building.
Don't get him started.
Hey, don't get him started, man. We'll try not to, man, but I can't promise you much. Man, Mr. Finley,
He's one of my rich friends here today.
Oh,
man.
hey, look.
Hey,
Let me know.
I don't know who he's talking about.
Look, man, Eric, man, thank you so much for sitting in, man. I don't want to waste a lot of time because we only have so much time with you.
Okay.
But let's talk to our audience about Finley Enterprises because a lot of our audience consists of real estate professionals, mortgage professionals, insurance professionals, business entrepreneurs, cosmetology professionals and entrepreneurs as well. What is it that you guys provide from a service perspective at Finley Enterprises that all these different types of entrepreneurs and business people could take advantage of?
Well, one of the things that I did was I named it Finley Enterprises because my vision in starting the company was a vision of a company that you could go to and get multiple services.
Yeah.
Originally, when I started off, I wanted to do a security firm, and my idea was to do a security firm that had a security alarm, you had your personal protection, you had your concealed handgun classes and all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
So guard service and all that. So I switched up because I didn't want the headache of having to manage people. So I changed it to a technology to a technology standpoint.
Right.
And what we do is we provide for new offices all the network wiring for your phone systems. We provide the security systems for your cameras and your burglar alarm. We also do access control systems to limit access to your offices. So those are some of the things that we do, along with audio, video, and media displays and things of that sort.
No, and that's really impressive. And I want to make sure I ask you because I want to give you the opportunity to illustrate for the audience. How important is it from a business owner's perspective to have a single entity like Finley Enterprises do the entire network setup, as opposed to having different companies do every little small piece of your setup? And because, of course, in all of our experiences of setting up offices, we've seen it go both ways. You have one person does the internet, another
Right.
person does the AV, another person does the monitors.
Right.
Talk about the importance of your all-in-one set up over at Finley Enterprises?
Well, I think it's important on two levels. The first thing is if you find a company that is like Finley Enterprises, that is a good company that provides good service, you want to stick with them.
Absolutely.
The second thing is that most of that stuff all ties together, whether it ties from the Wi-Fi or the internet or the network or the structure, they all talk to each other. So if you got 4 or 5 different people handling it, then it could cause a problem because, of course, this person's going to blame that person, and
Right.
you just don't have that one unity.
One of the things, and I'm sure Larry can speak to this as well, is that over time, especially when you have an office set up, there's going to be certain technology that you have to upgrade.
Right.
Just because you can't let certain things get too old and too dated.
Correct.
And I know, because Larry and I speak about this a lot, one of the things that when you're integrating new hardwares and softwares that business owners worry about is protecting that valuable information.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right now, with cybercrime exploding like it has, with people having more access to online capabilities, laptop computers, sitting at home, really trying to infiltrate people's firewalls.
Right.
Can you talk about some of the products that you have at Finley Enterprises that protects business owners from that standpoint?
Okay. Well, basically, most of our products that we do are basically not the infrastructure as far as software or hardware. Most of our products that we have are protection of your devices or your people.
Absolutely.
So as far as the cyberware and all that would be a informational infrastructure that would come from your admin or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's talk about organizing your company. When you first were motivated to start Finley Enterprises, what inequity did you see in the market that you thought you could take advantage of and service the masses? Because Larry and I talked to a lot of our guests, and we talked to them a lot about what was their initial motivation. What is it that you see that so many other companies were doing wrong that you knew you could do right when you started your own company?
I think the first was going back to what you said about offering many services, because if I went to talk to a new business or an existing business, because of the many services that I offered, I know that I had something for them.
Right.
So if they already had their networking done and then they need an alarm, I know that I could do that. So I think that because of the multitude of services that I provided, I think that a lot of times gave me an in or gave me some kind of way that I could actually provide a service for them.
And see, I know a lot of times, especially in my personal real estate practice, I think one of the best marketing tools is a positive endorsement from a past client. Could you talk to our audience about maybe a past client that you've worked with and what it is that they did from a general perspective,
Okay.
and how you were able to get them set up from a networking perspective where they could take their business to the next level? Because you'll be surprised how many people is going to hear your interview and you're going to speak to them directly. And they're going to not even realize that they're in need of your services until you talk about somebody just like them.
Right. Well, that's a broad question because because we do residential and commercial.
Okay.
So we do a lot of residential and commercial. So, for me, Finley Enterprise wouldn't be Finley Enterprise if it was not for my friends, family, and people that took a chance on us.
Perfect.
I got people like Tan and Felicia at the Social Security office that went to their boss and said, "Hey, I got a guy that can do that."
Right.
But that's them putting their image, their job on the line, taking a chance on me. So, the restaurants here in town, the Breakfast Club, Taste, the Turkey Leg Hut.
Oh, wow. Absolutely.
All of those are my clients, and all of those people sacrificed to build a business and took a chance on me to do what I said that I would do to help them. And that I think that's the biggest satisfaction for me is that I call it the Deion Sanders. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You present it. And this is just from an athletic standpoint. You present it big. You know what I'm saying? You secure the contract. Yeah, as the young people say, you get the bag.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right,
You get the bag. And then what they don't see is the after hours work, the hard work, the struggle.
Yeah.
It didn't work, so I got to stay here another. They don't see that part of it.
Yeah.
But then when you come out and you complete it, you shining. The business is shining. That you gave them everything that you promised to them. Then you can dance in the end zone. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Then I can beat Brooks. Then
No, because he can do that E-Fin dance. I know what it looks like.
You got the E-Fin dance.
I'm gonna tell Craig, we need him to show this E-Fin dance.
No, because that's the perfect segue. Because I want to talk to you, Mr. Finley, about your background.
Mm-hmm.
Who's inspired you? And what inspires you? Because I think a lot of our audience is going to see you right now, and we may undervalue the evolution that you went through to be the finished product that you, me, and your clients have a chance to interact with daily. So we're going to take a short break here from our sponsor, but I want to get a little bit into your life before Finley Enterprises, if you don't mind.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
All right.
Everyone, I want to thank you for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
This is Rick Davis, realtor and host of the Prime Real Estate Network. Are you currently leasing or looking to relocate to the Houston area and you find yourself falling in love with the home but aren't quite in a position to purchase? Well, no worries. We offer the Right to Purchase program. We can place you in the home of your dreams at current market rental rates and give you up to 3 years to buy. Did you know that a majority of the homes that are for sale offer better quality than those that are for rent? So why wait? Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Let me and my team help you purchase a home that you and your family can fall in love with. Give me a call today at 832-928-3963. And remember to follow the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Be blessed.
Prime Real Estate Network listeners, it's your host, Larry W. Brooks, aka the Texas Real Estate King. I want to invite you out next Thursday, May 28th, 6 p.m. at the Brooks and Davis Coaching and Training Center. We're going to be hosting my Footprints of Success book lunch. I want you to come on out. We're going to have some food, some drinks, and a great time. So come out, visit with us. Go ahead and RSVP at LarryWBrooks.com. Click on events and go ahead and RSVP. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. Follow me at Prime Real Estate Rick on Instagram and Facebook. Once again, you can follow me at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, check us out at brooksanddavis.com. And as always, if you're looking for the latest and greatest in men's and women's hats, fedoras, and sunglasses, visit our sponsor at shopeelitestyle.com. In the building, as always, is the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks.
Yes, indeed, man.
And riding with us, our guest, man, friend of the show, friend of Mr. Brooks.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? Real estate, entrepreneur, investor. He's also the owner and founder of Finley Enterprises here in Houston, Texas. Mr. Eric Finley, man, thank you for sitting in with us.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I want to talk to you a little bit about who inspired your path of entrepreneurship, what motivates you. Because something that's really interesting, because I think a lot of our audience didn't have an idea about some of the client lists that you share with us. Because I think what's so powerful about the companies that you've worked with, that you align yourself with, that they're really positive brands and they're really successful. And especially those who reside here in the greater Houston area, I'm sure that they've been like, oh, I've been to those establishments and had no idea that everything that makes it go, because all the communications, all the networking is why a business is a business, especially in 2020.
Correct.
So I want to talk a little bit about your background and your life before you founded Finley Enterprises.
Okay.
What was life like for a young Eric Finley?
Young Eric Finley. Oh, well, proudly, I grew up in. I'm a kid from Oak Cliff, Texas.
Oak Cliff Pride.
Yeah. You know, as a kid, I knew that I wanted to make money. I knew that I wanted to be in business. I didn't know the proper way to do it or where to go with it. So I think one of my first decisions was to, at that time, I went to Business Magnet in Dallas, Texas. But at that time, you couldn't go part-time to business in your home school only but 2 years. So what I had to do was I had to go to Business Magnet my freshman and sophomore year, and then I had the eligibility of my junior and senior year to go to my homeschool part-time.
Okay.
So, you know, with me being an athlete, I think that was a sacrifice at that time that I consciously made because I wanted to be in business, you know. So I went to Business Magnet, graduated from there, also graduated with a dual diploma from Roosevelt High School in Dallas.
Oh, my partner's smart. Y'all better stop playing.
Nah, I wasn't extra smart, you know what I'm saying? But I think that also, I think that it was, the entrepreneurship was already in me, you know, from my dad. My dad was a hustler, man. He worked at the post office, but he sold glycerin at the racetrack. You know what I'm saying? He'd buy the gallons of glycerin and break them down in a little bit of spray bottles. And, you know, in Dallas, we had the curls, you know what I'm saying? So he'd have me with him, you know what I'm saying? And we'd go to the racetrack and he would push
I just
them,
stopped wearing curls about a year ago in Dallas.
Hey, hold on, man. Hold on. So I think that part of it was, you know, already embedded in me. You know, he didn't really know how to formulate or calculate to start a business with it. But he was hustling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
About it.
And that wasn't the only thing he did, but you know that's what he did. So. Upon graduating, I moved. You know, I got a scholarship to Garden City Junior College and ran track.
Yeah, Garden City. Let me plug this. Garden City was a beast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was saying
It's
lightly
quite
like
the
that. Garden City
program.
was
Definitely had a track and field program. No
yeah.
doubt.
And football. They had a good football.
Garden City.
Yeah.
I remember them because of that.
Yeah. So then I ran track there. Got to go to KU, K-State, you know, Nebraska, do all that stuff. So ended up moving back to Texas and going to Texas Southern. I was inspired by the late Carl Walker Jr. Judge Carl Walker Jr. is my cousin. So I was inspired to go to law school. So I came back to Houston. I came to Houston going to Texas Southern, saying I'm going to go to law school. So at that time, going to TSU, there was a guidance, well, not a guidance counselor, but he was a placement counselor for jobs at Texas Southern named Mr. Jones. He got me a job as an intern at Target stores. So I began interning at Target stores as an undercover. So I would basically bust shoplifters.
We used to snitch.
I was looking behind the racks. You know what I'm saying?
We're not gonna have no Michael Jordan and Horace Grant. We're not gonna have no Michael Jordan and Horace Grant on the show this week, man. You boys chill out.
My God, okay. Well, that's a unique job. I think we all kind of wanted one of those back in the day. You get paid just to kind of watch
I
people.
with regular clothes on, just walking around. So I excelled there, man. I got promoted to manager and did that for about 3 or 4 years, and it was just too much, you know, retail, just working the weekends, you know, having to go to Dallas for a holiday and be right back for Black Friday. You know, I was like, man, this is not the life that I want right here, you know, Saturdays, going to work. So there I learned how to put in camera systems. So with that, I took a leave of absence, and I did a leave of absence. So I said, if it don't work, I still got my job. I can go back, you know. So I still had my insurance. So I took a leave of absence, you know. So and started Finley Enterprises.
That's what's up, man.
And it bloomed from there.
No, and you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't speak to you a little bit about your residential services. I know a lot of times, especially as business people, we always focus on those corporate partners. But I know a bulk and a big part of your business is working with residential homes. So let's talk a little bit about what it is that you can do for individual residents with their personal dwelling.
Well, we do all kind of regular TV mount installs and custom. We do outdoor speakers, outdoor TVs, theater rooms, automation, smart homes, all that stuff. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about also was that from a real estate standpoint, one of the things that I see that a lot of builders and real estate people don't take advantage of is that a lot of times they will pre-wire houses or they won't pre-wire houses for like audio. And you can, as an investor, you can ask a contractor or ask a low voltage guy to put in what they call a contractor series speaker. And so it might be a $30 speaker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you put that in and then when you get through building the house, you just put your little receiver in there. So now when you're showing the house or when potential buyers come, you turn that on and it gives that whole different mood in the house, and it didn't even cost you $200 or $300.
I don't think people know about it.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it is. And I don't think people know about it.
Right. And a lot of people think that, if I put speakers in the house, then I have to put a high dollar speaker in there. No, that's for your house. Yeah. If you're doing that, you just put what they call a contractor series speaker there.
Yeah.
And that will it's kind of like when Brooks, when you go to Essence Festival and they have a DJ at the same time, it make you want to spend money.
Hey man, look, they know how to get that paper about us. But that's what's up, I didn't know about it. That's great. That's great information. Yeah. And for those of you that may have missed that, make sure that y'all take down EFIN's number and contact so you can get more details on that. Because I know we got a lot of builders are going
and
up,
investors, wholesalers, and
everything.
Absolutely,
but it makes sense.
Yeah. So we do that, and then what happens is either you can leave it there for the buyer, or you can take it to your next project. You leave the speakers, but you didn't pay but $20-$30 for those. So the amp, you take it to your next project.
No
we do the same thing with we do this a lot with the new construction, because we do a lot of new construction pre-wiring. We do a lot of that, and I got to give a shout out to Kirkwood Hunter Electrical, because they really took us under their wings, and we do all of their pre-construction and all that kind of stuff.
And you got to show love. That's so real. That's absolutely real.
But one of the things that we do, one of the other things is from a security standpoint. When you get to putting in your appliances and your high-dollar appliances in those houses, you can put an alarm in there, put a cellular communicator, and then that cellular communicator, you can control it from your phone, turn your alarm on and off, and it'll give you notifications if the alarm goes off. So then that protects your investment while it's on the market.
While it's under construction and everything. Absolutely.
And then when you finish or you sell it, you can take that communicator out of there, leave the basic alarm there, and move that communicator to the next project. And that protects your investment.
Wow.
No, all investors, wholesalers, and developers, man, please share this information amongst each other. Reach out to Mr. Finley, because I think he's bringing to light some things that you don't necessarily consider unless you're someone that's in his position, man. I thank you so much.
That's somewhat noob stuff, man. That's what I'm saying. Them brothers are KSI just know everything. So you're not a part of this organization. I'm taking shots at you right now.
All day, baby.
Noops up all day.
Noops up all day, baby.
Come on, man. That's how you drop gems, man, because I'm in the industry and didn't even know that.
On the way out, though. That's what he hit us with. On the way out, though. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you keep them tuned in the whole time.
No doubt.
Hey, man, I want to thank you again, Mr. Finley, man. Brotherhood is something that can't be explained unless you have the opportunity and the luxury to experience it. That's one of the things about having this platform that Larry and I enjoy the most. So thank you so much for sitting in. As always, Mr. Brooks, it's always good to do this with you, bro. Let's any shout outs to the audience as far as what we got going. Let's follow up one more time and get everybody in the building today if we can.
Today, this evening, come on out, food, drinks on me, having my book lunch, 2600 South Loop West. Suite 310, but you see us, we're gonna have the whole building social distance, so we're gonna be in there. And I want to shout out again Pure Hustle, the brand that continues to sponsor me, that continue to push me forward. It's the hustle behind it. I love the way that the hustle done changed. It used to be a negative thing, now it's a positive thing, and we rocking and rolling with it. So see you guys tonight.
That's what's good, man. On behalf of myself, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I want everyone to stay safe, be blessed, and we'll see you all next week.
Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC is marketing a property for sale right now that you can buy. These properties range from land lots for under $20,000 to move-in ready homes $500,000 and more, along with everything in between. To see this week's list of properties for sale you can buy now, go to bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. That's bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. If you plan on selling some real estate and you need it on the weekly list, call 713-665-8329 to speak with someone about it.